This is a test of the Brightwall emergency broadcast system. This is only a test. Unless something disastrous and disturbing happens at the exact same time, but what are the odds of that?
Warning. God is dead. No one is listening. You are alone. You were born alone. You will die alone. You will die unmourned. The world will move on without you. All of our graves will eventually be unmarked plots of land that will be paved over for mini-marts and condos for rich people you don't know. For many eyes weeping tears of blood, ageless and forever immortal, a pitiless existence in which death is not a release. It is simply a rebirth. Could he have prevented this? Is this all his fault? There is no one else to blame. The war continues. The story never ends. Blood will give blood, no matter how long we are gone. We will always be back. Time is meaningless. Desperation is forever. Hope is a lie. The dining car is open between 5 and 7 p.m. Stand-up comedy on the Lido deck. I've been screaming for ages, but no one hears me. She gave me a fake number. I'll never see her again. She'll never see me again. Good night, Mom. I love you. I'll see you in the morning. Pray for us, for we are all going. The Tony Danza Show, Tuesdays at 8, only on NBC.
What the fuck was that? You're listening to the Brightwall Public Broadcasting System, the only light in a world of darkness. With your host... Good morning, evening, afternoon, everyone. It feels like no time has passed since we last spoke. How are you? How are the kids? Where did they go? Is there any reason they don't talk to you anymore? I'm sure it's just a phase. You know how kids are. Maybe more alcohol will make it stop hurting. You know, people ask me all the time, or they would if I could see anyone outside this windowless and doorless abyss I seem to find myself in. How did you get into the business of the midnight radio? And I always say, that's a good question, and then run away where I can no longer be perceived. But that got me thinking, how did I get here? It feels like a lifetime ago that I was anything but a host. I must have had a job or a life outside of here at some point, didn't I? Everyone has hopes and dreams of being something better, or something they're not. What was mine? It wasn't radio, I'm pretty sure. From one dying medium or another, I think I always wanted to be in the public eye. Not so much in the public ear, but here I am, talking out loud. If it wasn't for all your kind letters and missives from time to time containing inane questions so simple a monkey with Tourette's could answer them, I would think I was completely alone in this universe. Aren't we all? Let's move on to our first question. Dear host, I am tired of always having to drink water. What would happen if I replaced all the water in my house with Diet Dr. Pepper for a year? Well, my dear listener, I'll tell you. Have you ever been dissolved from the inside out? Sure, we all have. But if you start on this road to terror you find yourself on, you'll experience a death so slow and painful that even Stephen King would be like, whoa, buddy, ease up. But let's look at the bigger picture. Sticky floors, sludgy pipes, your teeth will take on a glorious golden brown hue. Everything you eat from that point on until eternity will taste like God spit in your mouth and then kick you in your kidneys. But after a couple of weeks, it wouldn't matter anyway, as your brain would crystallize, like a cocoon, hardening like a diamond and becoming useless to anyone, hard outside with an inside like a rotten watermelon. All because you couldn't be an adult and drink 8 ounces of water every so often. Any of the houseplants you have will shrivel up and die, and the spirit of nature will haunt you until your last shuddering breath, where you will lie undiscovered and unmourned when your internal organs decide to pack it up and move out for good. What could possibly come from this? Is this a real question? Why are you even... I'm sorry about that, everyone. I don't know what came over me. I think it's been a difficult day. A little bit of technical malfunction there. But I am being reliably informed that that will not happen again, although I don't know by who. It's wearing off. I'm fading. I'm fading faster than usual. I'm fading faster than usual. I'm fading. I was almost out. I could feel the sun. I could hear the air. I could taste the clouds. boy, that is one difficult malfunction we're having. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk the Brightwall do's and don'ts for the weekend events and festivities. On Friday, we have Brightwall's 4th annual Runaway Festival, celebrating and mourning those who attempted to leave the town of their own free will. And I don't have to tell you the first don't of that weekend, am I right? That's right. Do not attempt to flee. That is a big ol' no-no, according to our mayor, Mayor Queen. Besides, you love it here too much to leave anyway. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. There's nowhere else to go anyway. So, do stay in Brightwall. Don't attempt to leave. The Runaway Festival was founded 4.5 years ago when our first major exodus was attempted at the Brightwall Memorial Prison, as several men, women, and children attempted to take unapproved vacations, and each and every one of them had to be taken down and beaten with sticks and compromised to a permanent end. Oh boy, doesn't that just beat all? Come on down for hot dogs and potato chips as we all take a couple of whacks at the piñata. This Sunday is local Union 42's Do What You Tell Us Day, in which they give up all human rights as workers and human beings, and they must do whatever you tell them to, whenever you tell them to do it. Anything from doing your grade 6 math homework to murder and executions, these men and women will do it all. They have to. There's no saying no. We're all doomed to work in ways we don't want to, and feed the constant machine that is capitalism to line the pockets of the 1%, and Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me today? I haven't felt like this in... God, it feels like forever. Where am I? Where have I been? Can we go to commercial or something? I think I need a minute. What do you mean we don't have any sponsors? I've thrown a commercial before, haven't I? I should know that. What do you mean keep talking? I'm trying, man. I don't have anything else to say. What? Push him down. Push you down. Andrew. Who the fuck is Andrew? Wait, No, wait, I get it. Just, well, we'll be right back. Are you tired of the ordinary? Well, time to try the extraordinary. It's time to bring out the kitchen of old to the modern day of 1998. Kitchen supplies have been boring for so long. It's out with the old and in with the new. Our cutting boards that absorb more than just crumbs. Knives so sharp they're bloodthirsty. Pots and pans that can and will muffle the screams of those still alive to make them. Try our blenders, which add a brand new mystery ingredient every time it blends. Having a smoothie? I hope you get banana. Nope. Cab driver feet. Aw, nerds. Maybe next time. Get your new oven mitts here. Oven mitts that will block out 100% of the heat. If they feel like it. If they don't, better hope those cookies were worth it. Put a little danger back in baking. Just like in college when you tried to make napalm in your crock pot because you read it in a book your older brother downloaded from the dark web, and despite no one getting seriously hurt, your roommate's been acting weird ever since. You lost touch with him after graduation and found out he was arrested for masturbating in the electric section of a Walmart. And even though you haven't seen him in years, you're a little worried your experiment may have given him a minor amount of brain damage. And his life spiraling out of control is, at least in part, your fault. You haven't been able to sleep well ever since. Kitchen supplies. The worst things can come from the most mundane of places. And we're back. Something must be in the water, folks, with how crazy this show has been. It's like the inside of my skull is trying to flip to the outside. Oh boy, something inside and it wants to get out. Crazy. Here's a letter. Dear Andrew, host, how can I fake my death without leaving my couch? That's a very good question, and I'm glad somebody asked it. We've all had the thoughts of casting off our shackles and disappearing into the forests of the Pacific Northwest, never to be seen again by man or the IRS. But how do you get past the worst part of it all? Getting up and doing something. Oh, God. If I had a nickel for every time I almost died when all I had to do was get up off the couch and leave, but I thought about it for way too long, I'd have like 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. My advice? Get into the totally new bingeable show everybody's been watching. But don't finish it. That way, when they want to talk to you, say, oh, I haven't finished it yet. And then the conversation will end there because that's all they had to say to you. And without the crutch of pop culture, they're not very interesting people. And just like that, you'll vanish to them. Don't like TV? Well, I've got a plan B. Make an apology video on the internet. Apologize for what? Doesn't matter. You're not actually sorry. Break out the ukulele and make it a huge deal. You'll be the talk of the town for all of about a week or so. Now I know what you're thinking. That's exactly the opposite of what I want, you silly bitch. Exactly. But what happens after that week? Gone. Like the wind. No one will care about you or your disappearance ever again. And here's a nice little bonus. If you ever want to come back, all you have to do is join the far-right news program and complain about cancel culture. Boom! Money. Thank you very much for your question. Someone will be coming for you shortly. See, I knew we could get through at least one of these without any nasty little nagging interruptions. It's so difficult to focus on work when your brain doesn't want to. Humanity. Something we can all relate to. Everyone loves that relatable content. Alright, can I be honest with you guys? I don't know that I'm exactly, like, happy in my work. You know what I mean? I always wonder if there's more to this provincial life. In all these years I've been working here, when I started way back in whatever year it was, Brightwall was this small little town. Small town, but big ideas. It wanted to be something. And if it couldn't be something, it would make its inhabitants into something. But none of the inhabitants had a say in what they would become. It was all chosen for them. By who, we don't know, and I doubt we ever will. It reminds me of the time before all this. If there was a time before all this. There must have been, right? I didn't just show up here one day.
He's fading again.
We're losing him.
Lucidity points are becoming more frequent.
He's breaking out.
Queen's gonna kill us.
Again.
Go home, go home!
And that's all the time we have for you tonight, everybody. Apparently. This now concludes our broadcast day. Somebody want to explain to me what the hell happened at the end there? Oh, no. Now you go quiet. It's not like you've been in my ear the whole show. No, you gotta trust me on this one, guys. I have been on the air for way too many years, and I guess that's not true. I haven't been on the air that long. Why do I keep thinking that? Like, I just got here, didn't I? I remember how I got here. It was like a train or a bus, or maybe I drove. I came here to be a radio star, right? Because I killed that kid accidentally, and then I had to flee. That's not me. I came here. Danny. I came here to figure out who killed Danny, which was no one. And it was all a lie to get me here. But why did I need to come here at all? Why did I need to come here of all places? Who wanted me here? Did I ever figure out that Dead Space Network thing? Do the people still know what that is? And why aren't there windows or doors in this fucking room? I don't know. Don't act like you can't hear me up there. You want bits? You let me out of the room for bits, motherfucker. Fine, you know what? I am just going to start kicking things until someone comes out and lets me out. Or my leg breaks. Then I will... What is that noise? That's weird. I always thought that static was non-diegetic. Wait. What's happening? I can't... Where am I? Why don't I ever know where I am? Okay, let's think. Trees. Okay, lots of trees. Tall pine, I think. It smells like damp earth, woodsy, fresh. God, it's cold. Why is it so cold? Okay, alright, think. Last thing I remember. Last thing I remember, I was on the couch watching. No, that ain't it. Did I fall asleep? No, is this a... I was talking to somebody. Jesus! Fuck! Alright, focus. This is real. Whatever this is, it's real. It feels real, but why am I in the woods and why don't I have shoes? Why am I in the woods and why don't I have shoes? Is anybody here? Okay. That's weird. Definitely not a dream. It feels like there's a sound coming from that way. If anybody's listening to me, please, I didn't want this. I didn't choose this. This isn't my idea. This isn't my fault. This has been a production of Brightwall Public Broadcasting, where static speaks louder than words. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, and remember,
You cannot leave Brightwall.